even it out. So I work in small areas when I'm doing that. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. I knew I was in a bad area.
I'm trying. Okay. Does everybody understand what I'm doing? Like I'm trying to do a grid.
So
Yes, ma'am. Your question?
what if we don't have this template thing? I mean,
You can use it from like a ruler, or take and use your pattern grid and then take and mark, hey, I wanna put this design in the background. Or you start from the center just like we did on this quilt, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna use my 1/4 of an inch and radiate out, and then you would move it over, and that's how you would get this design. And so as you roll the quilt, you would just go farther and farther down on.
okay.
You had a question, or you had a hesitation? How can I help?
When you start stop, does that not show on your?
So usually you're starting and stopping. You may have to take out maybe a couple of those last stitches, but you just lock it in as you like take. I sometimes load quilts on the point and then use my red snappers on the edges as well. There's a particular set of red snappers out there. I'll load it on point if I'm doing like particular work like this. That way I can continue on with that line as far as I can go.
You ever do it with your needle in the down position when you stop?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
That helps.
It does help.
Skip a stitch.
Yeah. So several different good points. Any questions, Wendy?
No, you were telling me yesterday though about the feet that you're using.
Oh yeah, so I went over that a little bit at the beginning of class. So a lot of the machines come with the high vis foot, and you're not able to take and do ruler work with the high vis foot because it's coming from the side. So you're not able to work from all sides or angles. The ruler foot comes in from the back. You just take that screw out and you're able to replace that foot on your machine. And we have some available here in the shop, or you're able to buy it. There's an entire packaged unit with the screwdriver. It comes with the spoon foot and your couching foot and your ruler foot. It's all available, so you know it's the right screwdriver to change out that so your screw doesn't go bad, and it actually comes with the extra one in there as well. So obviously I would be doing this with a friction pin. Where I put that, I don't know. So we're here to learn. So I'm going about 3 lines over and then just marking my area. And then I'll go to the top. I'm sorry, I probably should have marked this out before class like I did the border thing.
No, I'm glad you didn't, because we can watch.
Okay, so you would mark it out. And I'm using these 2 lines right here because this would be the center. Oh, you don't mark yours?
I don't have a ruler foot either.
And they do make gridded stencils too. I don't have any in the shop here, but they make gridded stencils where you can put that whole grid on there. And then, so if say you wanted an inch of gridded stencil, you can put that whole grid on there, and then you can just go at it. So you wouldn't have to mark all this.
I don't know what a grid is. Oh, you'll have to.
Just like this stencil right here, but it would have all your grids already.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you would pounce it and then you would just take it off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it would all be gridded like that. Yes, ma'am. I have, oops, that got a little uneven. I have in my car, which during my stencil class tomorrow, you guys will see how extensive my stencil collection is. That's something really really pretty cheap that I pick up almost every time I'm at the quilt store. Oh, I don't have this stencil yet. I'll just get this.
So you just bounce the chalk over the stencil.
That is correct.
Okay. And then you
I
use
did
your
not
air
have any
compressor.
gridded ones with me, so I thought this would be a good learning.
So if you don't have that air compressor, how do you get rid of the chalk? Just wet, damp cloth?
Yeah, that's why I do. Well, that's what I did before I had
You
the
have
air
the
compressor.
Would
I-
a blow dryer work, I wonder?
I think
And
would
cool it,
actually
heat it.
set it, heat it in. It would set that
If you
chalk.
use the cool, then maybe. I don't know.
A lot of people have those where you blow something. I wonder if that thing would work.
That's true.
That's true. I haven't tried that. I do have one in the back of my car we can try
Cause
after
it's got a point on it and everything. Like if you have a blow up mattress or something, you get these little.
Okay,
tiny-
I'm gonna move the machine, so I hope I don't hit you.
No, I'm
Lock it in. And if you have on this particular machine, if you like are working on a light on light quilt like that, you can actually change the lighting intensity or warm the we're going it's gonna be okay. We'll just cut that later.
They didn't get ripped up.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this is how you're going to do a gridded pattern. And I didn't finish marking out the rest of the lines over here.
So how do you decide what pattern to go on? How do you get your ideas? What pattern?
I'm going to show you in my stencil class tomorrow. I brought some
Oh.
books. And I
Stencil
actually had a lady when I lived in Kansas. She passed now, but a lot of her long arm stuff, her family like brought a dumpster. I had just had a baby 2 weeks before that. And they just started throwing all of her stuff out. And I was like, she was like a world renowned quilter there. Like she'd go to the state fairs and she'd win ribbons every year. So a lot of like her old stencils and her old books and stuff I took from her quilt room. And they're like, you can have whatever you want. Like, and so like a lot of her fabric, they were throwing away bins of fabric and stuff. I took to the Quilt of Valor there, and I'm really blessed to have known her and inherited basically all of her stuff that her kids did not care about. So yeah, really, I could not have they had her her long arm posted on Facebook, and I had inquired about it, and they're like, yeah, we're getting rid of all this stuff, and I'm like, I'll be there. They had posted it for like way less than what it was actually worth. Obviously, you would take more time with marking and things on this. Okay, so that's how you would do a gridded pattern on your work, like the center up there.
Might be a remedial question, but I'm a beginner. You're just trimming your threads off here, but
I
you
would
say that you
I would
bury
take and
them?
bury them.
So how do
Yes.
you do that? What
You
does that
take
mean?
and you thread a needle, and then you, or a crochet hook, and then you pull it through into the center, like your grandmas when they would hand quilt. They would take and pull that through. They take and tie it off and pull it through. I have a video on my online thing about burying threads. So yeah.
I can see why you would want to when you're cutting and
Did you see some round rulers behind me? I'm self-taught, so maybe I do it wrong. I don't know.
Do you pull your thread up from the bottom at the end?
No,
So you have loose thread on the bottom.
I do, and I always
Okay.
just cut it off, or I
Yeah.
bury it at the end when
I
I'm done with
notice
the quilt.
sometimes when I'm coming back and forth, my machine will catch on it. And I thought,
Maybe I stuck it. Oh, we're not gonna get rid of those again. Okay. Was there a? Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna show this one, and there's several other ones, and there's actually a locking mechanism, but it's not in the demonstration deal. There's other ones that go in it, like this and this. We're gonna show how to do. I have round ones like this, but being able to like hold on to something this size is very difficult, I found. So
my round ones are solid.
yeah, but like those are really thin, being able to like, you know.
have you ever used any sprays, like ruler sprays for grippy ruler grip?
So I actually use the creative grids. There's like the dots that you can put on any ruler.
Oh, yes.
And
Okay.
so I put those on a lot of my like my binding ruler that I cut out binding with, or
Does
things
that
like,
help?
oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
So huge fan of that. And then there's also now So Tights makes a like a mat now with rulers, and it actually is magnetized where you can put the magnets on it and your ruler will not move while you're cutting fabric. So especially if you're doing like a like a pixel quilt, or like that are really tiny, or something like that. I use those stripology rulers, and I have them in all different sizes. And then like the half inch mark, I mark those with a sticker, so I know here's an inch, here's 2.5, I mark those with hearts at the bottom. They're by June Taylor and Stripology. So I love them, and I love their classes. And then you're able to do like a Lone Star quilt. You can do it super fast. Like it's really quick and neat to do. So okay, guys.
What's a locking thing that you don't have there? Just can you describe it?
It sits, so when we put this thing in here, it actually fills this gap right here. Okay, so everybody can see that it actually fills that gap for you, and you can flip it around, and so it'll fill that gap for you, so you can actually go around the full circle.
It's that piece.
Yeah,
Oh, I got it.
but it's not in my box.
I get it. I get it.
Hi, Ron. How are you? And I'm not gonna break it. I love it. It's beautiful. I love their custom color. Oh, well, I'm not that cool. I'm pretty sure they paid a lot of money for it. They don't mind signature on it. So this would actually lock in, and then I'll turn it in. I'm trying to do like a pumpkin. These ones also have the designs you can see on here as well. So you can see what different designs you can do with it on the rulers.
So is this hold for anything or just for hanging it up? It's not for attaching or anything.
So the reason I like the thicker is if I was using that thinner ruler, I would be much closer to my actual fingers than by using one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm moving the machine to follow. What do we think, guys? We do okay? It's like kind of like a Celtic design. You can do more round designs and things like that. So.
And that's kind of why you draw it, so you can figure it out how you.
Oh yeah, and guess what? I found the locking thing.
There you go.
Also for, yeah, I draw it and then figure out, hey, this will look good in this border. This would look good here. If you're doing a flag, you know, you have the stripes on the flag. You can use the wavy on it. What?
I just do that free motion,
Well,
but I'm not as picky about being easy.
And it is doable to do. You feel confident doing a wave without.
don't do
See?
that.
That's not just a needle.
So, do you mark it when you just do free motion?
I've never marked anything, so.
You're just,
I
and like
don't
he
do
said
it.
earlier,
I don't do a lot of
people
fancy
don't
stuff.
look that close at their, I mean, they're not gonna think, you know,
I tried the scallop.
I always tell people 20 minutes a day at your machine. If you like don't know how to thread it, you don't know how to do anything, and you're a basic beginner, 20 minutes a day is 100 hours a year. So just take 20 minutes a day, just like you would to go brush your teeth, or just make it a routine. Take 20 minutes of time for yourself every day and practice. So at the end of the year, you have 100 hours that you've accumulated on learning, teaching yourself, those types of things. It really it adds up over time. And actually, after you've gone in there and turned on the machine and became familiar with it, those things are going to get faster, and then you're going to be able to get to quilting a lot faster and learn more things. So if it's something you haven't tried before, just take that 20 minutes of time and take and try it.
I also bought quilt pops that never got finished.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
yard
yeah.
sales
We
for
buy
like
them on Facebook
20
Marketplace all the
bucks,
time.
40 bucks. That's
And
my
then
good practice.
and then donate them to charity.
Yeah.
Like I do so many. When I first started out, I actually quilt Quilts of Valor for free. So if you know anybody that needs a Quilts of Valor, I quilt them for free. But if that's how I started, was like a charity quilts is I would get the Quilt of Valor, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but they didn't care as long as it got done and finished. So there's plenty of charities out there that do not care. They just want their stuff finished. Did anybody have any other questions for me while we're here?
Well, I'm wondering if you have a Facebook page or something that we can follow you on.
I'm the Quilting She Shed on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things. So, and also if you're ever having an issue with your machine, if you FaceTime me on there, I'll answer the phone and help you. Oh, it's probably this. It's probably.
Search for her name and she should, because there's others in there. Yes, sir.
It's a giant red and white quilt as the.
I have the link here, maybe. Oh,
I
yeah. Well, it's right here then. Yeah, I can just write it. So do you use this template quite a bit of this ruler?
This one. No, I use my straight edge ruler that I was showing in class. I use that all the time. I use a lot of the flowers and the ones that I use. Those are some of my favorites. If you have like a big, like of the big flower border one, I like using those. I haven't really used these too much, so
Yeah.
no.
I can see me using the flower a lot.
Yeah, that one, and then having the smaller version of that. This one, I use this one almost, and I can walk over to Quilts and show you all the different ways I've used this particular ruler, because you can almost do outside turn points
Oh,
and
okay.
then go back in, and I can show you how this one works out too.
So does that come with the big one, or those are two separate rulers?
I think
But you
so.
can buy two, get one free.
Buy two get one free. Yeah, today, and I have some coupons that you can. Yeah, so definitely have coupons that I can give you guys. Thank you, Lana. Appreciate you. So this one.
Oh, I love my saddle chair.
Oh yeah, so this is really good for, like, I have tile floor, but this is really good for your people that have back issues. Being able to get up close. It's adjustable front ways and back ways so that you can move with your feet and everything across the frame. So
I didn't think I would ever sit, but if you're doing a lot of little, because I've never sat when I use
right, and these handlebars are adjustable, and same with your pro, they're adjustable. So, I almost adjust these down. I haven't taken and loosened this. I almost adjust these down to where I'm like looking down at what I'm doing.
Well,
and
I think you'd take more time if you were sitting. You wouldn't be
Right.
trying to hurry because, oh, my back or whatever.
well, and
No,
and I say even on these now, these new machines, I'm able to turn on, you can see on the back, I'm able to turn on a project counter, keeps track of my stitches, keeps track of how long. So I could take a picture of that for a client. I'm working on a custom piece like this, take a picture of that for my client and charge for my time and my stitches instead of just charging, oh,
So
one
much an
cent,
hour.
1 cent a square inch or whatever, so much an hour. So I'm able to take a picture of that. That's how much time I've spilled on your quilt, and here you go, here's your bill. So I don't have to keep track of it, and you can add several project counters in there. So
Does anybody, my frame, we just got it, but my frame is on carpet because that's what the room had. Does anybody have any suggestions of what to do? What chair or what, or just not worry about it?
So what I've done is,
Or always
because I've
stand?
installed before too.
Oh,
Yeah, like lots of machines. Because I live in Missouri, so I'm 4 hours from here. So most of the Missouri ones I installed in Kentucky this last year, Arkansas, Texas, and
wow.
anyways, I travel with my trailer.
Aw.
I got just come on. And so my husband, because he's in construction, he takes and he would cut like a block of wood so that and then re-level your frame off of that so that it can.
She's worried about the chair moving. On her.
Or I don't know, is that, or do you always stand? I don't,
You
I
can do a
guess I don't
runner.
know.
You
I
can
guess I
Put a
don't know.
runner
you can
underneath.
put a chair like one of the big office, the plastic mats in there and be able to use a chair.
Okay. Do people stand though when they quilt or do they sit?
Well,
I like
actually,
that.
mine has hydraulics on it, so I'm able to raise that frame and lower that frame to where I can
Your
use
chair.
a chair and be able to, you know,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
a
Do
lot
I-
of times, but
You
I
stand
stand to
most of the
quilt, but I roll to do a pantograph.
Oh, on a chair.
On a chair, I roll to do a pantograph.
Okay. Okay. Because I really don't know any of this, so I'm
That
just
makes it
wondering.
a lot easier because you're kind of bent over. Yeah. If you don't have,
You like doing pantograph?
I actually do. You just have to make sure you baste it really well, or else you get in the, the beginning and end, it'll. Why? How? You have to baste
use your grids. Use your grids so you know where to stop on each side of the pantograph. It marks it at the end of your quilt. Went over that in our pantograph class yesterday. Use the pattern grids, and then even if you have a pantograph, you can change those mid. Like say you use that pantograph all the time, but you want to add some swirls in it, you can draw on those and then you dry erase it. We have them for sale in the shop. They come in, and then you can write out your borders. So say you're doing a pantograph in the middle of your quilt, and you want to do your borders, you can.
But how do you know when to stop? You're looking down here.
Well, this one tells you like when your bobbin's running out. But hold on, I have a pro too. So you just mark. So say this is the end of your quilt, and you know this is where you're going to stop. You mark that line. You line that laser up from the back, and you mark that line. Hey, this is the end of my quilt, right a couple inches before, or put painter's tape on that grid to tell you, hey, look up, I'm coming right to the end of my quilt, and then you don't have that.
Okay.
You're looking down and you're quilting along, and I kind of know when to stop.
So use the pattern grids. I give you 25% off the pattern grids too.
I've got one of those. Oh,
That's the pattern grid there.
Yeah.
There's one down here in the big one in that tube. Those go all the way across.
Okay, and I'll show you what comes actually in here. And you can use the, when I was talking about that shower curtain earlier. So it comes with like a eraser. It comes with the dry erase marker where you can actually draw on there as well. And then it tells you like how to change in the instructions. When I was talking about changing out your designs and stuff like that. If you had a water pantograph or something, you can add little fishies in there. Or say you're doing a football quilt, you can add football helmets. I use coloring book like things, and I'll add in my pantograph, say it's Easter and you want to add Easter eggs, you go get a coloring book from the dollar store and add little Easter eggs in your
You can
pantograph.
download 'em. too.
Yeah, flip art.
Yeah, or,
But
Question? You got a question? Why are we confused? I can help.
Because that's on the grid, then how do you get it on, is it, counts it? How do you get it on? the
Like
quilt?
if you're using a pantograph, you would draw it onto that pattern grid, and then you would
Oh,
dry erase it, and there's a spray bottle in here. You just spray it and, take it away, and you can yeah.
Yep.
So
I just,
all ideas.
my wheels were still turning slow this morning.
Any other questions that I can help with? Yeah, so you can even mark it for your borders. Say you're trying to do the center, you can mark it for your borders. Draw your border, like design whatever pantograph design, put that pantograph design underneath there for what you want to do for your border, and then take it off, wipe it away, and do your side borders, or flip your quilt and do your borders at the end as well. So
So that is such a thing as take your quilt off and flip it and then.
yeah, to do your, so say you wanted to do your top border and you wanted to do that in a particular pantograph, and then you do your bottom border when you get done with the quilt, and then you flip your quilt and you do the other borders, and
Even
then
though it's already quilted, you can load it back on.
oh yeah,
Okay.
I know, I'm learning too.
Or
I-
take and load your machine and stuff.
Are you doing the class? Are you doing that class too?
well, I'm taking that class, kind of, I'm teaching it, but I do red snappers in mine.
Okay, good.
And then I know the zipper process as well, but sometimes red snappers are a little bit harder for people to load, but that's what I use. And then Joyce can show me how to pin and stuff like that too. So I have different
So
ideas.
we're gonna go through all this on that load deck class.
Yeah,
Awesome.
time does
And
that
that's
start?
at 2:00.
that's at 2 o'clock if anybody wants to take the loading class.
I'm
So-
like, cause I'm contemplating the snappers, but you have to take your zippers off in order to use, no?
No, they can add another, we call it a tab on there. So you can add a tab to your zippers too, and I suggest people do that too. You add a tab to it so you can easily, yeah,
So the tubing will fit through that then?
yeah.
Okay, because my,
So in the zipper, like where you would add a tab in there, and basically it would hold that tubing, and you could use red snappers too, or you can pin, either way.
you would zip it on?
You can zip it on to it and then use your red snappers on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The zipper comes on anyway, so the darn zipper, that's fine. That was like the worst.
I love it.
But it comes with the zipper on it.
I will tell you all about that in the class. How
Okay,
about
gotcha.
that?
I don't know, it's all I've ever had. Snapper thing was.
Don't worry, I have lots of ideas for that class later. So
She wants to move on. I know.
And you don't.
what are we talking about?
I've got a snapper that snaps right over the top of both of these. They're not the little tiny things, but they snip, yeah, and they are flexible enough that they hold. But I've got, what I got was this. I thought I
It's okay. Back in the day when I was super cheap, I went to the hardware store with my husband and made my own red snappers out of light kit and like PVC pipe.
Hey, I love your idea. Okay, I'll have to talk to you later.
Someone used your idea and created one. Yeah, big money and sold it to all of us.
So you can border out, like if you're doing a border like that, you can use this ruler.
these.
Yeah. No, these little things right here. So I'll show you how this.
The little football.
Oh,
They're the little
these.
footballs down here.
And then
Guys.
is it freehand in there, that little wiggly stuff, which is freehand, right?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, show me that. Did you do this book?
I'm also teaching the freehand class. So
On Saturday.
yes.
Yeah. I think I
You only do this once a year.
We do, but I'm also the one that takes and travels. Like I've been traveling a lot this year to like go to shows and stuff with Melissa. So
Hey,
yeah.
Right.
So I give
What's your
like
freehand class?
Saturday.
hi.
Got it. Right.
I love the freehand.
Have you guys enjoyed the classes so far though?
you're our first. So what else is today? What if we're just here today, but we can't?
Well, if you're gonna hang out, I can do like more. I think they asked about hand guided.
Which is the same as free motion, right?
That's the same. Yeah, maybe hand
Hand
guided. Is
guided
that the
would be
same
free
as free
motion.
motion?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, can you just pretend it's different? on the quilt?
Right? Same difference?
Yeah, I said, yeah.
Yeah. I meander. That's my quick.
Because you just do it right. Okay. You feel like your stitches are smaller doing it that way?
I can change it on the fly on this
Okay.
this model.
So you make them smaller stitches for the smaller pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you want a like hand
Oh, like it looks like hand.
like it looks like hand quilting, I always lower my stitches per inch for
Okay,
that.
so show me how that works.
So you do more of a basting stitch, kind of sort of.
I'll show you.
I like that.
I do too.
Really
Can you
slow.
do that with your troll?
Oh no,
No?
this is I just have it in regulated mode. What?
Can you do that with your pro?
Yeah, so you can turn it to S on your Pro to do this, and then you turn it down to like 9 if you want like 8 or 9 if you want the hand looking one, and then you turn it up to like when I was doing this is 12 to like 14 on your Pro, and I can go through and show you guys on a Pro if you need me to.
I do, because
Yeah, we can do this.
How many stitches?
Okay, sorry.
You're good. You know how many stitches?
Okay, we could go over to the pros now in there, and we can have another class if you guys would like.
How many stitches per inch? 8.
That one's 8. Do you have a pro?
No, I just have a Melissa showing every time.
You have a 17.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go teach that in there. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Let you go like a bird. Sorry, I don't mean to. The business insights, yes. It's here at 11, so that's why I was like, whoop.
Okay, let me get my drink.
We'll meet you.
We'll go more. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let's show you. Oh, I love it. Okay. No. I pretty much
Yeah. She said you did, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
We'll get time together. Yeah. What? But it's not for pretty. Not pretty. That works. You almost need a camera.
Well,
Goes here and then projects there.
well, here's something really cool that I have that we haven't quite figured out how to attach it. So I'm the filmer. So this is I have a lot of cool gadgets. This. Oh. Kind of a size camera that it's magnetic, so it can stick to metal.
That is neat.
These are made of aluminum. So that would be something I'd love to do, and then we could actually film.
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the last thing I want to do. Yep, I got it. If you get locked out and sung, CWN is my pin. What was the types of pieces though? Got it.
Amy thought it was probably no, still. Amy thought it was one.
Oh.
Like, I know there's a little bit of a mishap. Oh. So it can go. Here, let me take it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, so hopefully she responds back, that she. Boxes up there and I have all boxes up here. Especially. Yeah. Maybe you have. You don't have.
But I don't sit that often. I do computers sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I want to get a little bit of free motion before. I use the computer all the time.
But I just close the door. Sitting, doing meetings, small work, doing a little work. It really helps with that.
Give me just a second, Melissa. I'm just trying to get.
So you can use that one of the best. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the best. Especially if you have hand rest, near the back, you know, your hands are here. One up to, I want to. You have to look at your. Have to see. Right, so, all different.
You bet. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Thank you guys for coming. I'm Melissa. I think I know pretty much everyone here. I want to start with having each person introduce themselves, your name, where you're from, and if you have a machine or not. Megan, I'll have you start.
I'm Megan Hutton. I am from Fairfield, Iowa. And I currently do not have a machine that I am going to the next month or so.
I'm Wendy Baker, and I just got a machine from a friend, and I really haven't used it all that much. We're just trying to learn how to use it and get the kinks out, and this is just an amazing opportunity.
Great. And remind me, Wendy, is it a Pro? Did you get a Pro? That's what I thought.
24,
Yep,
yeah.
the Pro.
So I'm in Rossville, Wisconsin, in the southwest corner of the state, and the quilt shop is probably there.
Good. Welcome, Wendy.
Yeah, well, it is.
Given
A
it online.
time, and it's just funny how it came about, but it's God's plan. I'm just so blessed to have.
Good.
I'm Lana McPeters. I'm from Central Missouri area. I'm buying Nolting Pro from Veronica. I don't have it yet. I don't have my spot figured out. And I don't know hardly anything. I've learned so much. I got a question yesterday. And anything, but I retired a year ago and I was embroidery machine, and then the process I started making both ups. I come online and nobody's ever done the quilting except for my ancestors who hand quilted. So this is really exciting.
Good, good.
I'm from Manchester. I have a
She got it for her special birthday this year. Yeah.
And I've had my machine for a while, and last year I've done a few quilts for other people, and I kind of want to figure out, I think I'm good enough now that I can do more for other people.
Good.
And maybe catch up on my own that I didn't have a machine. I've got about 15 of them to get caught up on.
So I gave you a couple packets, or I have the black packet there. One has, it's called Quilting Your Way to Success, Turning Passion into Profit. That's on your right side. And then there's a little quiz in here you guys can do later. It gets you started on the business side of things and starts making you think about things. It's kind of a summarization of some of the things I have in the big packet. And then I have a business plan in there as well to give you an example of the business plan of what to have you start thinking about when you are starting your business. So I don't think anyone, well, Wendy, is your business actually established and you're taking it over, or are you just starting a business?
Well, I've had the store for 7 years.
And now you're just starting the long
And,
arm.
I had to start with my own LLC.
Okay.
I bought the inventory, but not the business.
Okay. Okay. So that gives me, so it doesn't sound like anyone, you had store experience, but pretty much everyone is starting from scratch as far as like a long arm business. Well, just a little bit about my background. I've been in the business world for 30 years. Manufacturing has been my core. I was at Rockwell Collins for almost 20 years in finance and accounting. So worked a lot with the manufacturing environment, production, engineering, and really figured out how to make things work. I had my portfolio at one time was over $1 billion of revenue that I managed. And then I went into acquisitions as well, went out to Virginia for a little bit, did an integration of an acquisition that we purchased at Rockwell. And I actually was part of their buying team too, and buying acquisitions or buying companies as well. And then ended my career in the corporate world as a CFO, and then decided to buy Nolting to kind of bring it all together. So one of the things I'm passionate about is just the business and helping people. It's like my time to give back to people this experience that I've had and been able to experience to now give that back to you guys. So I'm always here for help with whatever you need because it is really a passionate field of myself. So just a little bit about you, about my background. I wanted to share that with you so you kind of know where I'm coming from with some of my experience. Um, things to start thinking about. The first thing I would say is that sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially when people start thinking about, oh my goodness, I might have to do a business plan, I might have to do this, and I might have to do this. The first step is that you're here. So you're making that first step of really thinking about, is it the right thing for me? And there's a lot of tools out there today in today's world that it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. There's a lot of tools online that we'll talk about that can really help you navigate through it. And you can make it as small or as large as you want. And it's really kind of up to you and what your vision is and what your dreams are. And that's something I want you to start thinking about as we go through here. And I'll give you some ideas and tips on that too, of where do you want to go with this business? Do you want to keep it small? Do you want to have big things? Do you want to have a brick and mortar? Do you want to be, like a Wendy that has a brick and mortar and now bringing those services in? What I always tell people though too is don't try to do everything at once because then it is going to be way overwhelming. If you try to, I had a customer that I was working with and they wanted to buy the brick and mortar. They were doing fabric. They were trying to buy a new long arm. I'm like, you got to do steps. Otherwise, you're just going to crash and burn because it's all new to you. And especially if you haven't been in the business world before, there's a lot of, bless you, Amy. There's a lot of things, a lot of unknowns because every day is going to have an unknown to you. Every day, still to myself, after 30 years of being in the business field, there's always an unknown. Something unexpected is going to come up, and you just have to deal with it, and you have to try to stay patient and figure it out. And it depends on if you're kind of the sole person or if you have people helping you or working with you. But there's always someone, and it's great to build a network around it as well, so that you can have people to reach out to. Maybe it's just like this, a small class like this, getting people. Megan, I heard her say, "Hey, Wendy, what's your website?" It's nice to be able to establish. I know, Lana, you've been establishing a nice relationship with Veronica, so that's your go-to person for someone to ask questions to and bounce ideas off of, or maybe they've experienced already before. So some of the things to start thinking about as you're thinking about your business, and I'll just go down. If you look at your first page here, there's some questions at the bottom. How many competitors do you have in your area? Do you have friends and family to support you as you start? What is your experience level as a quilter? For example, if your experience level is 0, don't expect that you're going to do 25 quilts in the first month because you're just setting yourself up for failure. And you want to and we'll talk about goals here. You'll want to set yourself up that you're not going to set yourself up for that you're feeling defeated right away, because then you're going to be like, this isn't the right thing for me. Do you belong to a local quilt guild? Are you open to using technology for business growth? And do you need a new machine? Part of it is tools. The easier it is for you to do something, the better off you're going to be confidence wise and feeling not a lot less stress about doing something. Next thing is, don't be afraid to use AI. Who in here has used AI? Megan? Anyone else? So I use ChatGPT 4.0 on a daily basis, and it is the most powerful tool that you will want to use as you're going and thinking about this business. It's basically your partner in crime. It's if you don't have a person to chat to, that's your chat to person. I use it daily, no matter if it's either the business side of things or it's a personal thing. I'm looking for a recipe today. Hey, can you give me some chicken recipes? Here comes 4 recipes. If I want to do, I'm writing an email, or I'm like brainstorming about, hey, what kind of special should I do? Or even if it was a competitive analysis, who are my competitors out there? What are their pricing? So instead of you have to go and research all these individual things, it's there to bring all the information back to you. It's pretty powerful. Now, at the beginning, as you're starting to work with AI, it's getting to know what you're looking for and what you're wanting. I've used it so much, it just knows my machine names. It knows pictures of them. It knows stuff about me. So it's almost like you kind of train it. And you'll know, like, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. And you can respond right away. I mean, just like your machine, you can name it. Mine's is His name is Henry. I work with him every day. Henry's my best friend. And so it is a great tool to use. And as you go down through this and some of the things that I'm telling you to go and do and think about, that's where AI is very powerful, because a lot of people think when I talk about a business plan, oh my goodness, I'm not a writer. I'm done. I'm not, I can't do this because I don't know how to write very well, or maybe I'm grammatically, I've, had problems with it my whole entire life. And so don't let some of the things as you're thinking about a business turn you away from doing your passion, because you have a tool now that allows you to do that. Compared to 20 years ago, we didn't have that. It was handwriting business plans and 30 pages long. Even when I bought this business 6 years ago, I didn't have that tool. So it's come a long ways with having tools out there. Similar to, having a long arm machine and automation, that's a tool that'll help you be more efficient in your business side of things. First thing to do is think about the market you want to be in. What's your niche? Are you want to do baby quilts? Do you want to do memory quilts? Do you want to do wedding quilts? Kind of what's your thing? Do you want to do custom? Do you want to do edge to edge? I will say when you're first starting out, your biggest moneymaker is going to be edge to edge. It's efficient. You're not dealing with custom stuff, because custom, as you know, in your own world, if you're doing a custom quilt, it takes a really long time. And you're going to get paid better and more if you're doing the edge to edge. And what some people do is they'll do your edge to edge quilting, and they'll do that primarily the whole time, but maybe they'll say, I'll accept one custom quilt a month. But you have to charge. Always remember, your time is not free. So sometimes when I hear from people, and we'll talk about this in the financial section, sometimes I'll hear from people, I'm making a ton of money because I'm charging $150. My material was, only $50, and I got $100 off of it. Well, how many hours did it take you? Well, it took me 5 hours. Well, now calculate your dollar. I'm like, you got to remember, your time is of the essence, because you're not doing it. You don't want to do this for free. I mean, I know it's your passion, but you're going into a business because it's your passion and you want to make some money off of it as well. And reinvest in your tools and reinvest in yourself. So always remember, your time is worth something. Now, at the beginning, to establish your business, you might be like, hey, I'm going to, reduce it because I want to get business going. I want to get some people going. But once it gets going, it starts going really fast right now. What I'm seeing in the market, well, fast forward, when I bought the business in 2019, the market was about a $4.3 billion business, meaning the overall sewing quilting market. It's now projected to be in 2026, I think it is, 2027, about a $5 billion market. So it has drastically increased. The other thing I'm seeing right now is that your older generation that had the really old Noltings, or the really old machines out there, they've had them for 30 years, they're aging out right now. So there's a lot of room for new quilting businesses to come into the field. And so a lot of our customers that are calling us, they're like, I'm 30 quilts behind, I'm 40 quilts behind, I'm 10 quilts behind. And so once you get it going, it starts going pretty fast. But as we go through this, they're not just going to come to you too. You got to do something to earn that business too. Some of the other thing is, creating your business plan. I have a copy in there of that. And as we go, the next section is about things to think about for your business plan. First of all, think about your SMART goals. SMART meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Make yourself accountable for what you want to achieve. If you, as I mentioned before, if you say I'm going to do 20 quilts in month 1, that's not achievable. So really, really make yourself have it be achievable. Now, no, don't make it so easy where it's like, oh, I'm going to do 1 quilt every month, because then you got to make it and really think about it and write them down. And that's part of your business plan, is writing down that stuff, because when you write it down, it makes a person feel more accountable as well. So thinking about some of your components of your business plan, your mission, vision, and goals. So for example, in here, my mission is to provide high quality custom quilts to my local community while fostering creativity and supporting sustainability. Some people want to do, they talk about the attract X amount of new clients per month, and then what your long-term goals are. Where do you want to be at in a year? where do you want to be at in 2 years? Maybe your goal is, hey, the first 6 months, I want to establish my business. I'm going to make myself go do this, this, and this, and we'll talk about some marketing things in here. I'm going to try to get X amount of clients per month and just words, general thoughts. You can actually even speak into your system now and verbalize it on what you're thinking about, especially about thinking about because because quilters are creative by kind of, in my opinion, by definition. You're using your hands and your mind to create uh, e- e- uh, items that are long term and get so now in those words of what your dream is, telling the system, and that's what's going to help produce your mission, your goals, and your vision of your business plan. Anything else on the, I'll go into some of the financial plans and expenses stuff. Any thoughts as far as like when you're thinking about it, does that overwhelm you? Are you like, oh, that seems now that I have something to go off and use, that seems a little bit more achievable than maybe where you were at a month ago or 6 months ago as you were thinking about a business? Any feedback from anyone on AI or using tools?
I think I'm gonna try to adjust my business plan. You know, COVID just threw everyone.
It did. Yeah, it did.
It's been really difficult
Hmm.
coming back from that. You know, and it's been so great, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
you know, and now it's just hinging up.
Right.
Um,
Right. And it really helps you brainstorm about ideas as well. Yeah, so if you have maybe an idea, it can start with that idea. It can help you with that idea. It can help you say, you might have some idea and you might want to know, does someone else have that out there? It will come back and give you that information. So from a market analysis, and I put in here like a competitor analysis, it's a great tool for that because you don't have to go out and try to do all this research on your own now. Just like Microsoft Word has the Copilot now. I haven't tried that one yet. I know Joyce that's doing our Quilt Imagine classes. She mentioned she started using that one recently. My whole thing, I go to Chat GBT because I have it on my phone too. So if I'm out and about and I think of an idea, something pops in my head, or 2 o'clock in the morning, I could, start working with my Henry and go back and forth on getting some suggestions and recommendations.
Not really looking, I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be work,
Mhm.
job. I want it to be fun.
Sure. Sure.
Enough to support my hobby.
Sure. And that's okay. Everyone has a different business vision. And that's where when you're starting to put your stuff together, yours is going to be more simple. Someone might be like Wendy, might be more elaborate because she has a brick and mortar and she wants to grow more and she wants to do more. You want to keep yours simple. So then you also have to establish boundaries, because if you don't, you might start getting more than what you want. And then you might say, hey, this is too much for me. Um, the other thing I always tell people, don't let analysis paralysis get to you. And what that means is that you can use Chat GPT so much that it just puts you in this circle and you just keep analyzing stuff. At some point in time, you just have to go forward and be like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. Because you can analyze things all day long. Trust me, I know I'm an accountant by trade, finance and accountant. So I'm very analytical, and I have to tell my brain sometimes, like, okay, enough is enough. I need to commit to it. But my brain also, with analysis, it does take me a while to process something. So if I'm thinking of something or an idea or something big, when I bought this, it's not like you just go out day one and you have a business. You're really thinking about it and putting stuff together. Forecasting. I know that might sound scary. To me, it's